Hello? Hello?
Huh. Is
Sorry
the
guys,
hydro icon
sorry.
super
Big
busy taking
mistake
care of
from me.
official stuff?
It's
Wait,
my glitch
did
and
you say that she's always at the
figure
opera house?
glitch also.
No. Lady Farina seldom takes
Sorry
an
guys
interest with
for
the
no
nation's
voice
affairs.
and no sound.
Reason, it's difficult to make an appointment.
That's right. After all,
Huh. First time Paimon's ever heard of an Archon being described that way before. Care of official stuff? Wait! Paimon gets now! The Hydro Archon is kinda like a big celebrity here, right?
For no voice and no sound.
Yeah, I suppose you could say that. Perhaps you could even say our mascot.
hang on. This is still
Sorry
Fontaine's
guys,
Archon
sorry
you're talking
for my
about.
glitch and
You should show some
sound
more
glitch.
respect.
Yes, you're right. I guess I should at least try to be a little more respectful in front of visitors. Otherwise, I might get arrested and find myself face to face with Monsieur Neuvillette.
Come on. Sure, there's a lot of laws here, but nobody's going to be arrested for saying something disrespectful about the Hydro Archon.
Alright, I think we get it. Thank you! At least we now know that we can find the Hydro Archon at the Opera House. But who knows how long making an appointment will take? Hey! What are you looking over there for? Huh. Maybe something's the matter. She isn't going to jump into the water, is she? Maybe we better go check on her. Hello there.
Huh? I'm fine. Thanks.
Oh, okay then. We just noticed that you seem to be worried about something.
About many things. I was just reminiscing about a place my brother and I would play when we were kids.
You're pointing at the sea.
No, people call the waters around Fontaine a sea. And no, I can still see that hill clearly in my memories. He would skip and jump, tossing. But now, the water is gradually... I won't be...
I just can't wait for underwater.
I don't
view.
believe we've had the pleasure
just
of
can't
meeting. Are you Lynette's new
So
friend?
excited for that.
Oh, and
Thanks for looking after my sister. She often comes here to reminisce about her. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Linny, and this is my sister Lynette. If I had to guess, I'd say you must be travelers from abroad.
nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine. We were just talking with your son.
I see. It's unusual for Lynette to be so willing to talk with anyone. In fact, she seldom...
Oh, really? Then you two are just like us. Paimon's always the one talking for some reason. So that's how you think it is?
I also think my brother can be too talkative at times.
This communication not much important
Seems you
for
were
me.
right,
So
Paimon. We...
skip.
So,
All skip.
what did Lynette mean just now when she said that the water is engulfing your memories? And that it won't be long before it engulfs you too?
Oh, that. It's from a prophecy that's been circulating in Fontaine for some time now. Well, I suppose prophecy isn't exactly the right word, because that implies a certain amount of uncertainty. There's no doubt about what's happening in Fontaine now.
Guys, if there is no sound, then you can
Where
comment
to
me.
begin?
Then I'll fix that.
Let's put that question on hold for a moment. We still haven't
Did all the introductions earlier not count?
Hello, traveler. And hello, Paimon.
Hello, hello.
Why didn't Paimon get a handshake? You're not poking fun at Paimon, are you?
Please, don't take offense. Just consider it a sort of etiquette we have here in Fontaine when making new friends. You should remember it. It might prove useful.
Oh, all right then. Well, Paimon's just happy to have a local friend now. By the way, we were just getting ready to go to the Opera House to meet the Hydro...
Okay, okay.
So you're going to see Lady
Done.
Farina? No problem at all. In fact, I was
I'm
pleased.
not
Please follow
interested.
me.
I am not interested for this communication. अरे जल्दी चलो भाई.
You said you were going to see Lady Farina? Well, it seems Lady Farina has come to see you.
Queen, आयु गयो, आई
She's
गया.
the Hydro Archon? But how did you know we were looking for her?
My dear people, rich and poor, those with cup in hand and those with nothing at all, raise your glasses in celebration. If you don't have one, then just raise your hand in lieu. As you can all see, two unfamiliar travelers have arrived in our nation. Come, let us make a toast in honor of this traveler and his companion who have journeyed here from distant lands.
Is she talking about us?
Yeah, about us.
I've long heard of the turmoil and chaos you've left in your wake as you visited other nations. But fear is for insignificant cowards. I am a
Cowards?
god, and I will never, of course, seeking an audience with me, I, Thosalor, hereby welcome you to the nation of Hydro and acknowledge the value and significance of your trip. Now,
Yeah, Paimon still can't believe it. Feels like we've only been here for a few minutes. But the Hydro Archon's entrance was, Miss Hydro Archon? How did you know we were coming?
I see. As Outlanders, you inevitably lack even some of the most basic understanding. You had best...
Oh, talk about sounding hot.
Oh? What's with these looks?
Is she waiting for us to start talking?
Wow, I didn't expect to see Lady...
Wait, does this mean they...
Hey, what's all the commotion?
Oh, of course! That...
Ooh, I've got to...
Yes, you may consider this...
Now she wants to fight? Aren't we getting a little ahead of ourselves?
Bring it on. Fighting gods, I have got a resume.
Are you not afraid? Might I remind you that this is a duel against the divine?
What are you trying to do, traveler? Provoking a god in front of her people?
Stand down, Clorend. I admire his bravery. Few have the courage to draw their sword against a god. He is obviously a true warrior. Unfortunately, people nowadays...
Oh, yeah, she's right.
On Araneus, criminals...
You see. Then...
Oh,
Right. This is Fontaine after...
Why do you care so much about the crowd? Besides, how exactly do you plan to have a duel?
Oh, according to Fontaine law.
Oh.
You call that obvious?
Precisely!
My apologies, Lady Farina. I don't mean to I don't think that Paimon here meets the definition.
You tell her, Linny! Finally someone who's not
Great.
As a so, with such an audience...
Ta-da!
What's that on Paimon's back? Hey, when did you do that?
Oh भाई
There. As you can all clearly see, Paimon should be classified as, well, something like a balloon. This rope has been in the traveler's hand all along. It was just that no one could see it before.
Huh? You call that magic? You've got to be joking.
I thought it was pretty good.
huh.
Amusing. Very amusing, Linny. Just the
Performance? You see all this as a performance?
In which case, consider the matter of your trial resolved. The god of justice will not bring charges against an innocent person. But when there are valid grounds, I will not only judge travelers from abroad, but even the gods of other lands. I look forward to seeing your upcoming performance at the Opera House, Miss...
And just like that, she's gone. Well, that's the most unpredictable Archon Paimon's ever seen. He never even had a chance to ask her anything. But that's a problem for future Paimon. That whole scene...
Don't mention it. I just happened to remember that there was such a law, so I did a little preparation, just in case. I didn't think it would actually come in handy. So, now do you see what kind of god Lady Farina is?
She can be a bit confusing at times, but she is still amenable to reason.
Anyway, Paimon had no idea you were a magician, Linny. It sounded like you'll be performing at the Opera House, right?
I just know a few simple tricks I use to make a living. Lynette is my assistant. It will actually be my first time performing on the most prestigious stage.
But isn't the Opera House where criminal trials are held in Fontaine?
When there are no public trials being held, the Opera House hosts a variety of... And speaking of performances, I would be remiss to forego this opportunity gifted by fate. Might I invite the two of you to see my performance?
My brother's always excited to make...
Oh, sure. We don't really have anything to do now, and we want...
Splendid. In that case, why don't we go together? You really mean... This is a magical item known as a magic pocket. Perhaps you can help me distribute them to the...
Huh? What are they going to use it for?
About that... I'm not sure exactly when it began. It says that every person in Fontaine is born with sin. No matter how the nation of justice holds trial after trial, this sin cannot be absolved. Until one day, the water levels in Fontaine will rise, and the sinful people will slowly be drowned. In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain. weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
That sounds pretty gloomy. Why are people in Fontaine born with sin?
There are lots of guesses. Others say that the people of Fontaine never heeded the first Hydro Archon's warnings and offended Celestia. But here in Fontaine, evidence is what matters. There hasn't been concrete evidence for any of these claims, so they can only be regarded as conjecture.
If even the people in Fontaine don't know what sin they committed, wouldn't it be better just to ignore the prophecy completely? Why bother feeling guilty all the time?
That's exactly what the people did at first. But in the last few years, the water levels in Fontaine have actually started rising.
Many places have...
Many people carry on with their lives as before and shrug it off as a natural phenomenon. But my family and I think that the people of Fontaine shouldn't ignore the possibility, which would end up sentencing them to death. We hope that at least the people who reside near the waterfront can move away before it's too late. So, we've started distributing magic pockets to them. As a magical item, these magic pockets have astonishing capacity. I'm sure they will come in handy when people are moving their belongings.
Oh, Hyman gets it! It's like preparing for a rainy day.
Perhaps only now it...
So you're the blonde traveler. Oh, a magic pocket? Seems you really thought of everything. I guess... Thanks. Please, also thank the magician on my...
What's this?
What?
No, the story says that as time wore on. So, if you ask...
Oh.
All right, I'll take it. I guess I just feel that being...
Into the wind. Huh? I don't want that. Life is all about living in the moment.
You just...
Oh, all right, fine. Thanks. It's just that... if I start moving, that means I've already given up on the life I have now.
Oh? You already handed out all of the magic pockets? That was fast. Yes, but that will...
Is there anything else you need?
Yes, one last...
So, you want to collect...
Oh, that would be...
Time to go.
It seems we have to use Hydro to collect for maritime flowers.
You made quick work of that. I can tell you're an experienced. Maybe next time you'll feel...
No way.
Fine. Though the...
So, we're going to the Court of Fontaine.
Wait, shh. Have you noticed that person over there? the young girl.
Huh? What's wrong with her?
She's obviously a thief. Magicians and thieves practice similar methods. We divert attention, and a distracted audience is one that won't watch her movements carefully.
Oh, he's right!
Shh, keep your voice down. We need to think of a way to catch her, but it seems she's very alert. Perhaps we should... You two can ride the lift over there and wait up top. I bet that... All right, let's go.
Let's move out. This is the spot where Linny wanted us to wait. Oh, look! Isn't that her? Oh no! Did she notice us? She said a run. What should we do? Should we chase her? You're right. She might also be trying... Nothing's happened for a while now. Paimon wonders if Linny caught the thief. Yeah, let's go.
Are you sure that's all she took?
No, that was all. Anyway, I should be go.
Oh, were you returning what the thief had stolen?
That's right. Pity I wasn't able to catch her. She distracted me by dropping the thing she stole on the ground. By the time I looked back, she was already gone.
I saw the general direct.
Oh,
I'll be all right.
If you want to play at being a hero, at least try not to get hurt.
I have, but at least we were able to get the
what a slippery little...
All right, let's put this little...
So, we ride this thing to go into the city? What an...
This is an aqua bus. It's pretty convenient.
So you mean it's still boring, even when...
No, that's not what I meant. Besides, it doesn't...
Guess that's what it's like to be an old...
It's about time for us to leave. Let's get on board.
Oh, excuse me! Aren't you the great magician Linny? And his assistant Lynette?
Hello. I don't believe we've...
I'm Charlotte, a reporter for the Steambird.
Nice to meet you. From the Steambird, huh?
It's an honor to meet you.
Wait, could that be the legendary traveler who's been making headline after headline in their journey? Amazing! I wouldn't be much of a... Wow, today must... So, Charlotte, What do you...
Well, when there isn't any break, you can still manage to keep readers' attention as, for example, reporting on how a scammer once deceived vulnerable girls into relationships, or how a financial criminal was once so poor that they ate a single piece of bread for 5 days. That's fine and all, but what I'm really after is Oh, I just remembered! I've been following a case lately. You mean the serial... That's right! These stories are the talk of the town. If I'm the first... Oh! When that happens, I bet all...
So, what is the...
That's right! The first myth, and ever since. But the scariest part? Many suspects have been arrested over the years in connection with this case, but shortly after each arrest, another disappearance would always happen. Yes, it's possible, but...
Yes, I agree. And at the very least, I just imagined for a second what I would do if Lynette were to suddenly disappear. I'd pay any price to get her back, and then find a way to...
Please don't imagine that.
Hey, we're almost there! Look!
Well, I really enjoyed chatting with you.
Yeah, us as well!
I have an interview to get to.
Okay, Paimon hopes we can...
Bye now. Oh,
What a tough job! Always running around and interviewing.
If you don't mind, how about we stop by my home first?
Sure, we wouldn't...
Time to go.
This is our current abode. Ah, Fremine, you're home. Where did
Oh, they all just went out a moment.
I see. Everyone is getting busier now that... Allow me to introduce you to my little brother, Fremine. He is...
Hello.
Nice to meet you! Paimon is Paimon!
Linny, could you come here for a moment?
What is it, Fremine? Do you have something to tell me? Okay, I see.
Is everything all right?
Oh, it's nothing. We were just discussing a little housework. Sorry for the interruption. Oh, before I forget, the Traveler and I collected more materials to make magic pockets. Were you able to get any, Fremine?
Yes, I went diving and gathered.
That's our Fremine, always quick with the underwater work.
Looks like rain.
Oh, you're right. But wasn't it clear and sunny just a moment ago?
I'm afraid that's just how it is here. It often...
What's wrong, Fremine?
There's a legend about the rain. It said that a dragon of water once, when I was a child, my mother told me that if I wanted to go out... Hydro Dragon! Hydro Dragon! Don't cry!
If it's an elemental dragon, then having the power to make it rain wouldn't be very unusual. Let Paimon try something. Hydro Dragon, don't cry!
Doesn't seem to be of any use. It is just a legend after all.
You know, you might be a more popular magician if you understood the concept of romanticism. Or could at least play along.
Sorry. It might be because we've never met the Hydro Dragon. Perhaps it can't be comforted by the words of strangers. It rained for longer than I suspected. Oh, it's already getting late.
Was there something you needed to do, Linny?
Yeah, some preparations for the show at the Opera House. I need to find a way to catch the last aqua bus of the day. On the day of the performance, just ride the aqua bus to the island of Araneus. I'll have...
Oh, are you leaving?
What is it, Fremine? I'm in a hurry. Oh, I get it. You feel nervous delivering the materials for the magic pockets, is that it? Perhaps we could trouble the Traveler to help us take these materials to the Beaumont workshop and deliver them to the owner there? I'm afraid that Fremine can be quite introverted.
No trouble at all! Don't worry, we're on the case!
Sorry for the inconvenience. I'm quite useless when it comes to such tasks.
Oh, no need! Hello?
Oh, hello there. New customers? Looking to buy, or do you need something made?
Oh no, we're just here to deliver some materials. Here they...
Ah, these must be for Magic Pockets. No need. They've already prepaid, but they insisted on paying the full...
Wow. So...
I can't say for sure.
Hey! Is this machine what you use to make stuff here?
Why use your hands when I'm...
But where does a big machine like that get its power from?
Well... It's a little complicated, but basically, everything we usually use here in the city is powered by indemnitium. It's a type of energy that's produced from
Huh? How can trials produce it?
Well, I'm not completely sure of all the details myself. When a trial is in session, the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale harvests people's belief in justice and converts it into energy to be used all around.
So that's what its other function is? Paimon heard that the Oratrice was created by the Archon to make judgments. But Paimon still doesn't get it. Oh, yeah! So that means the Hydro Archon relies on the machine to take the energy created by belief and turn it into power for all of Fontaine, right?
Even though I've never heard anyone really put it that way before, it sounds like it makes sense. Besides indemnitium, we have another type of energy called pneumosia. It isn't produced by the power of the Archon, but it is unstable by nature.
I thought I'd find you hard at work, but here you are chatting the day away. Since you're already talking, I'm...
You again? Didn't I already promise you that I'd have the more I owe to Confrérie of Cabriere?
Yeah, but how do we know that you won't go running off by the end of this month?
Huh?
Seems business isn't so great for the workshop.
Hey, hold on. Before you go around trying to collect payments, why don't you settle your own debts? If Confrérie of Cabriere wants to poach clients from Northland Bank, that's fine. But I'm afraid you still owe the bank a hefty sum of mora. So why don't we work things out between us first, before you get back to your little conversation here?
आ गया हमारा हीरो.
You're from Northland Bank, but...
Hey, child.
Traveler, Paimon! I didn't think I'd run into you here in Fontaine. What are the chances?
We're surprised to see you too. What are you doing here in Fontaine? You didn't want to stay in Snezhna?
Long story short, I've already been in Fontaine, but it seems that fate brought our paths together today. Not only will I have some good friends here now, but ones who always seem to find trouble. Either way you look at it, it seems things are going to get a lot more interesting now.
Pretty sure we'd want to avoid anything that you'd find interesting. Besides,
Hey, you, Northland Bank boy. Aren't you forgetting something?
Don't interrupt. It's not often I run into the Traveler like this. Why don't you wait for me over there?
You kidding? Aren't you the one looking for us? You really expect us to sit and twiddle our thumbs while you catch up with your friend? Listen to me, boy. If you want your Mora, fine. Why don't you come and take it?
Hey, I just said not to interrupt. Oh, by the way, Traveler, the last time I took Tonya and Tusser ice fishing, Tusser said,
Hey! That's way over the line! All right, boys, let's see who has to pay up now!
Can you at least let me finish one
भाई ये
sentence?
child
Fine. Though the bank told me not to get rough with our clients. You're the ones who started it. This is an act of self-defense. You two will have to be my witnesses, okay?
I'm sure this won't take long.
चलो आजा क्या है इतना है
Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
क्या हुआ निकल गया हवा क्या रे क्या बोल रहा था बे
What's your deal, Brad? How are you so strong if you're just a staffer from Snezhnaya's Northland Bank? Wait, don't tell me you're...
Oh, now you notice. It's a little late, don't you think? Just make sure you understand that you don't mess with Northland Bank. Got it?
Got it.
Huh?
Now's my chance!
Huh. That was weird. I'm not sure. It's as if I suddenly lost control of my hydro powers when I needed them. Maybe there's something wrong with my vision?
Strange. How could that happen? First time Paimon's ever heard of someone losing control of their vision.
Never mind. It doesn't matter. If I want to stay sharp, I shouldn't be relying too much on my vision anyway. Besides, I always have my delusion in case I need it.
So what are you doing in Fontaine, child? I don't see its work for Northland Bank.
Well, I guess it's because I've been in a bad mood lately.
Huh? What kind of reason is that? Wait, since when do you feel down about anything?
I don't know. Maybe I still have a lot to learn about myself, but recently, there seems to be some sort of restless power stirring inside of me. And I don't...
Maybe you losing control of your vision just now is connected with that power you're feeling inside.
That is a possibility. I can't remember if I ever mentioned it before, but when I was 14, I fell into some unknown abyss. It was during that time I learned nearly all of my abilities. The one who took me under her wing and taught me was named Skirk. She was always quiet and very mysterious. Nobody knew where she came from or what she had been through, and she was always very strict when teaching me combat techniques. One time, I asked her why she was willing to take me on as an apprentice. From what I could make of her answer, it was because I had awakened it, and traces of it remained on me. She said that—
But what is it? What did you awaken?
She never explained that. But my guess is that it's related to a dream I saw when I had just fallen into that abyss. In my dream, I was in the deepest depths of the sea, and the boundless seabed was all around me. But in front of me appeared a whale that was so massive, I felt like I couldn't breathe.
A whale? Oh, that sounds familiar! When we fought against you before, you summoned a huge whale that seemed to leap at us. Is that the one?
That's just an abstract form of a whale that I create using my elemental powers. It takes that shape because the scene I dreamt of the whale has always been stuck in my mind.
So you used the whale as inspiration for one of your moves? Huh. Seems a little twisted to Paimon. So why don't you just go ask your master? Maybe—
You make it sound so easy. Ever since the incident I experienced there, I've never stopped searching for Master Skirk, but it's been years now, and I've still found nothing. There isn't even a trace of the place where I remember falling into the abyss.
Oh, it sounds like some kind of ghost story.
Yeah, I'm out of leads at this point. Oh, seems that—
What? More work for the Northland Bank?
No, it's more of a personal appointment.
Official champion?
Yep, in Fontaine, before a criminal goes to court, they're given one chance to defend their honor by requesting a duel with an official champion duelist. The champion duelists are all powerful fighters selected from among the nation's best. And the duel itself is a no-holds-barred fight so engaging in such a duel is regarded as and the worst-case scenario is that you're simply killed in the duel. Though it's rumored that Fontaine has a death penalty, from what I can tell, no one has ever been officially sentenced to death. So really, the only people who opt to—
So, do many people actually get out of their trap?
Apparently it's exceedingly rare. Besides, none of the champion duelists are to be trifled with. Which, apparently the one I'm meeting today, Clorend, is the strongest of the champion duelists.
Well, that's child for ya.
Oh, before I forget,
Huh? Your vision? You're seriously just giving it away?
I'm just worried that it could become uncontrollable again. I'd be pretty upset if it got in the way of my duel, so I think I'll be better off without it for now. Besides, I just need you to hold on to it for a short while. I'll come retrieve it when I have some time later.
Paimon knows what you're up to. You just want an excuse to come talk to us again, don't you?
Whatever gave you that idea? I'll be—
That sneaky guy. Well, since we don't have much to do for now— Wow! Who could have seen that coming? The reporter who— sorry. Paimon was just surprised, that's all. Whew. Paimon never saw that. The whodunits here in— It's so exciting to reach the moment when— Oh, sorry. Hey. Lenny's under the Opera House is on Aranias, so let's go ride the aquabus.
Follow the wind. Time to go. Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade, it is the last link I have to the land of my birth.
Welcome to the Navia line. I am Elfan. The boat will be departing imminently. Please do not stick your head, hands, or other body parts outside the boat. The Aquabus operator is not responsible for any accidents or injuries resulting from doing so. Also, please remember to buy the Steambird, though I don't read it myself. The destination of the current tour is Erinias. Points of interest worth visiting include the Fountain of Lucine and the Opera Epiclese. If you look to the left in the direction we are currently traveling, you will see the famous Fontaine Research Institute up in the sky. An experiment gone wrong turned a new sightseeing opportunity. Human ingenuity truly is a wondrous thing. We are now approaching our final destination. Please be sure to bring all your personal belongings with you as you disembark. Even though I will take any forgotten items to the lost and found, the paperwork is rather annoying, as Melusine hands are not suitable for grasping pens. Please be careful when disembarking. It has been my honor to be your tour guide this trip. Thank you.
Time to go. Follow the wind.
Oh, Archon. I don't know why you always feel the... I guess if there are, kid.
Maybe this is one of the customs in Fontaine.
Vache.
What's wrong?
Vache. Vache.
No, Paimon didn't say anything.
Welcome to the Fountain of Lucine. All the water flowing through Fontaine could...
Lynette?
When he asked me to wait here.
Right.
What do you mean? There are a lot...
Hey, you're not trying to scare Paimon, are you?
I see. In fact...
It's because of his sensitivity to the...
When do you cry, Paimon?
Wait, what?
Just answer me.
When Paimon's really sad? Oh, and...
Then you should understand that tears contain your most... Like I just mentioned, the Fountain of Lucine is where... So maybe what you heard was the intense emotion...
So, what did the voice say?
Rather than worrying about... Don't let that calm look of his...
Oh, right.
Traveler and Paimon, good to see you. I knew you two would come.
Are you kidding?
I can tell, judging by how early you've arrived. But you're actually right on time. The audience still... The Opera House has assigned seating, so you always have to make reservations. I've already reserved your seats, and...
Ooh, front row seat!
Don't mention it. There's no need to keep...
Hey, Lenny! Could you come over here and take a...
Oh, I'll be right there. Seems there's an issue with the stage props over there.
Yeah, we'll just go to our...
Time to go. Time to go.
Oh, these should be our seats. Come.
ओ भाई ट्रैवल का फेस देखो कैसा फेस बनाया है भाई पूछ ले साइड में कौन है पूछ ले ऐसा फेस कौन बनाता है भाई गहरे दुश्मन है क्या ए ए फेस देखो
Hey, traveler. Maybe we should strike up a conversation with the person next to us. Since they're... Oh, you little... Of course you put this on Paimon.
Excuse me. I did not realize you felt awkward. I am terribly sorry. I would be perfectly happy to chat with you if that is what you would like.
Oh, so you heard all of that, did ya? Boy, you sure have good ears. Paimon thought she was keeping her voice down. Wait, that's not it. Paimon's... Sorry. Paimon's the one who was being rude, talking under her breath like that. So, let's talk, but, what should we talk about?
ये वाला कैरेक्टर मुझे चाहिए भाई जब आएगा तो पुल तो करना ही है इसको ये वाला कैरेक्टर और आर्कोन जो है ये दोनों मेरे चॉइस पे है ये दोनों में मुझे चाहिए
Oh, Paimon's got it. You're also here early and sitting in the front. Are you a friend?
A friend, you...
Oh, so you're... Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just...
It is an honor to meet you, and as required by...
Oh, Monsieur Nervillet. What an honor it is to have you here to see my show.
Ah, Mr. Linney. I should say it is in fact...
Wait.
I saw you all chatting just now, but it seems you still don't know who Monsieur Nervillet is. Allow me to introduce you to Fontaine's Chief Justice. That seat is always reserved for him. It wouldn't be too much to say that he's the symbol of justice and honesty here in Fontaine.
Whoa! Sorry for being...
No offense taken. Being chief... And by the way, I should probably let you know, even though I would prefer not to, There's someone sitting up there in the VIP seats that has been striking a pose for quite a while now. I believe she is trying to give you a most elegant and impressive first, so I think you should take notice of her sooner rather than later.
Huh? Oh, it's Farina, the Hydro Archon. Huh. She sure has a smug and satisfied look on her face. Guess she has no idea that you saw right through her act.
Very good. That is for the best. No need to pay.
Huh? So is this what things are like between the Chief Justice and the Hydro?
All right, please wait just...
Yay! The show's finally about to start! Ooh! They're dimming the lights! The show must be starting! Sorry. Paimon will try to stay quiet.
Welcome, one and all, to the Opera Epiclese. I am the star of today's show, Linny. And over here is my sister, Lynette, who will be working as my wonderful assistant. Please, let's give her a warm welcome.
Hello, everyone.
I know she may seem to be a little sleepy right now, but that's just a sign that she's nervous.
Whatever.
Now, some of you may be thinking, two vision holders who can freely manipulate elemental powers performing magic is not true magic at all. So, I would like to take a moment to assure you that elemental powers will have nothing to do with what you will... Both Lynette and myself have removed our visions for the
Oh, good point.
Now, without further ado, let this I know you might miss her, but don't worry. Oh, and before I forget, you never know what can happen in the... A magician's greatest skill is making things disappear or appear. The possibilities are endless. But this isn't what you came for. These little tricks, you've seen them all before. So it's time for something truly extraordinary, don't you think? This one's a little tricky. Using this water tank, I shall make my sister vanish completely, right before your very eyes. It's actually quite simple. She'll just turn into air bubbles and float right out of the top. Oh no! I told them to check all the props carefully. With the lid on, even air can't escape. An amateur magician would be getting very nervous right around now. Luckily, it's me on stage, so let me show you what a true virtuoso can do. Lynette, are you still there? Don't go too far. We don't want to use up all our magic.
Hi, I'm back.
Uh-huh.
If we could see easily through his tricks, then that would mean that his skills to appreciate magic, you should focus.
Guess you're right.
Thank you everyone. I'm glad, but our magical journey has only just... The magic of transformation and disappearance can go far beyond what you've just seen. I'm sure many of you are thinking that in which case, I have ample... So, for my next trick, please, if my assistants could... There are 2 boxes, and only 2 boxes. One is... I'm sure many of our lucky audience member and I... Now please,
Wow! How's he... Hey, do you think this is all magic tricks? Or does Lenny have...
The lucky audience member will be generated by... It selects numbers in... Now then, let's begin. Let me see... Oh, row 7, seat 3. Congratulations! Please, come forward. My assistant will take you I'm sorry, it might be a little cramped inside, but no need to feel nervous. You don't need to do anything if the magic isn't...
Oh.
All right. Like this. 60, 59, 50... I won't be able to see anything in the pitch black box, so I'll be... Oh, and no tricks now.
Ooh! Paimon kinda wants to count fast.
No, that won't do. I can... Come on, repeat after... 60! That's right, perfect. Keep it...
54, 53... Why aren't you counting, Nervalet?
I am counting in my head, merely a consequence of...
Oh! Alright. You look so serious that... 40! 39!
Mr. Linney, are...
Yes, I'm fine. It would be a disaster if we get sent...
Even though he's saying that, Lenny doesn't seem... What was that noise? Did you hear it too? Not sure. Anyway, that's... 25!
What's wrong, Mr. Linney?
I seem to have accidentally...
Never mind the deck...
No, that's unexpected.
19!
It seems things aren't quite going as planned. I apologize, everyone. It feels like you're all starting to count faster, but that's all right. I know it can be 10 seconds and change is still...
10!
Almost there now.
8!
Swapping 2 people is harder work than you might think. Even a master magician like me can't guarantee I'll get it right the first time. Hey, wait! Is this the back one? I can't tell. They both look the same inside. Huh? Nope, that's not it. I'll try again.
7!
Hey, slow down! Honestly!
5! 4! 3!
Whoops! That doesn't count!
0!
Ta-da!
What happened? Is this part of the show? Mr. Linney, you're going to use magic to fix the stage now, right?
What happened?
Oh no. Maybe this isn't part of the show. The girl was still in that...
This performance is over. Medical staff with me. Guards, secure the scene and detain all the performers. Seal the exits. No one is allowed in or out at this time.
Yes, that's right. If this was just an accident, then we must investigate the cause. But if this was all part of some scheme, then those accountable will not escape the judgment of the God of Justice!
No need to be alarmed, you two. We'll get to the bottom of this soon enough. Unfortunately, the person who is in the magic box has been pronounced dead. His name was Cowell, one of the assistants in Linny's magic troupe. Apparently, the fireworks on stage ignited the ropes that were suspending the water tank, which then caused the tank to fall onto the stage. As of now, we are still not sure why we found Cowl in the box, rather than the guest from the audience. And after an initial search of the area, the guards have confirmed that the girl is nowhere to be found. It appears that this incident was not merely some mishap with the performance, and there are many indications that it is connected with the case of the serial disappearances of young women.
The serial disappearances case?
That's the case that Charlotte mentioned before!
I know the truth. I can see through the whole thing. Really, using such a shallow and obvious mystery as his finale. Did he really underestimate us that badly? I say that our powerful magician, Mr. Linney, is now the prime suspect for the serial disappearances case.
Huh? Why me? This whole thing was an accident.
No, this all occurred during your magic show, did it not? The missing girl disappeared after being chosen, did she not? The deceased is one of your assistants, is he not? Now that I think about it, that whole speech about magicians making things disappear was nothing more than a provocation, a bald-faced challenge.
That can't be right! How can Linney do this? He was in the box on the stage
Magician फंस गया भाई, फंस गया.
his voice! Besides, before the show, he told us that he would like to catch the criminal behind the disappearances. He couldn't possibly mean catching himself.
Save discussion for a later time, please. Lady Farina, may I assume that your comments just now constitute an accusation against Mr. Linney and his associates, and that you are pressing charges?
Huh? I just think that he... Well, I think it might be a little early to talk about formally pressing charges.
But what Lady Farina said just now makes perfect sense. Looks like she's gonna personally deliver justice.
A kidnapping and murder carried out under the cover of a magic show. Lady Farina said it all.
I mean, of course, my dear people. But what excites me even more than the obvious truth before our eyes is the opponent I'll be facing. That's right. I mean you, Traveler. You'll support Linney, won't you? After all, he was the one who helped you the first time we met. Then there's no problem at all. You know, the Traveler and I already had a duel the first time we met. But with Linney's help, our little duel ended in a draw. But draws really are the most boring possible outcome. So no more draws. Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser. And what better place to hold such a riveting showdown and decide the true victor than here, on the grandest of stages, the Opera Epiclese.
It wasn't a draw. She obviously lost last time.
I understand. Charges have now been pressed, and as such, a trial is in order. Well, Traveler, seems Lady Farina has set you in her sights. But putting her dramatic rhetoric aside for a moment, I would like to ask you, are you willing to act as Mr. Linney's attorney and defend him in this case? Very well. The trial will be held a day from now in the Opera House. Both sides may investigate the scene to build their cases and search for the truth. Linney and his troupe are all potential suspects and shall remain within the Opera House. The audience may begin to leave in an orderly fashion once they have been cleared by the guards.
A day isn't that long. Let's see what kind of case this big-shot outlander can build in such a short amount of time. I'm really quite looking forward to hearing it.
Sorry about everything that happened just now. Were you frightened?
Of course! Who wouldn't be scared after witnessing...
Yeah, I'm a little shaken up myself. How could this happen? And poor... I know you already claimed that you would defend me, but now it's just us talking. Tell me, do you think I could possibly be the murderer? Good to hear. Thank you so much for trusting me. I'm sure everyone sees me as the biggest suspect at this point. But, if you ask me, the whole thing is mysteries layered upon mysteries, such that all that's left is confusion. I don't know whether what happened there on the stage was purely an accident or not. As for how that girl chose even a skilled and knowledgeable magician like—
Which is precisely why we need to investigate! As this book says, the impossible could not have happened. Whatever happened must have been that which is possible. Paimon bought them when we were don't worry. Paimon, you...
I think they look cute on you.
You have good taste, Lynette!
That's the right attitude. Feeling depressed is, but with the guards watching our— Good thing you agreed to—
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, just leave it to— since we're going to start investigating—
Oh, well.
The secrets behind our magic are past saving, Lenny.
I suppose you're right. 'Tis truly a pity. But if revealing our— We should go somewhere else if we're—
Alright, let's go have a look while the investigation teams are— Hello, officer! How's the investigation going?
I see. You must be the...
Huh? What do you mean?
Come with me and you'll see. The deceased is one of Linny's assistants, named Cal. Even though he hadn't joined the troupe long, he was hardworking and everyone generally liked him. The assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props, as well as assisting with the show and keeping the crowd engaged. As you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell and smashed the box with Cowl inside it. This is the real mystery. We've already searched the scene and were unable to find any traces of the girl. However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly under the water tank. The ropes holding the tank were then burned by the pyrotechnics on stage, causing them to snap. All these factors lining up so perfectly makes it hard to see this as a mere accident. If anything, the more logical explanation is that the whole incident was intentionally planned.
But he doesn't have a motive!
Are you both good?
Well, you can't say we're good friends, but we've known each other for a little while.
So in just a short time, he was not only able to win your trust, but even convince you to act as his attorneys. I know there's no such thing as magic. The real trick of a magician is holding the audience in the palm of their hand. I've seen a lot of cases, and I can tell you that people are the least reliable kind of evidence. Sorry, I tend to be pretty straightforward. Just know that I'm warning you for your own good. Anyway, you may investigate the scene of the crime yourselves if you're curious. Who knows, maybe you'll be able to come up with some new evidence.
The investigation
See?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation.
You're trying to help them?
Lenny used the machine to pick a... Well, we thought there might...
It turns out that this... I'm sure you already... In other words...
That much checks out.
Bet you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Lenny.
So this is the rope that... The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks. Why are you suddenly so serious, Traveler? Whoa. Look! This bit is made from different material! Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left. Huh. Wait, Hello there! What are you...
Oh, the seats were all booked in advance. Sure, it's not like that. Her name is Halsey. Apparently, she wasn't the Magic Troop members. Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troop at all. That's how it seems to us.
Okay then.
No need to be so... It is of utmost importance.
I see that you're investigating the... If you find any new and interesting...
We don't have too many... The FUD?
Yes, exactly. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Lenny's trick with bated breath. So no one paid it much... I'm of the opinion that when the pyrotechnics went off...
Wait, was it?
Perhaps the balance wasn't... Oh, that's true.
That does remind...
Lenny's still talking to the guard. I think someone... Lenny's still talking to the guard. I think someone will be...
Hey, you! Yes, both of you! Over here!
Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among...
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula? From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving, and I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president. Though those who play by our rules call me Pop.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Meluse.
Huh?
Well,
My apologies, demoiselle.
No need. You don't have...
Okay. If...
All merely trifle... That's right. Judging from the look of things, I find Lenny an unlikely mastermind.
Really? We think so too! That's why we're looking for clues now. But how did you come to that conclusion?
Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled intuition.
Farina sure was quick to point the... But that's not... Anyway. Sounds more like... Well, what's your opinion? All right. Wait a minute. Well, I say, in your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like... Well? And why would that be?
Most astute of you, no matter how wonderful the script or how... Then if that can be done...
All right, that's... Now, I need to make... Wait! Since we... Oh, that's more like it.
Far be it from me. You wish to save a...
You have a point. And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you...
I have nothing to...
Oh, we'll be making some preparation. Whoever the murderer was, they must have made this rope. People need... Why would it be? Gosh, we all heard that... Sorry, but... No! Were you always guarding the... Yes! After... So, the missing girl couldn't... I doubt there... How can you be... Well, because I couldn't see Linny's but still, we Melazzy... So, it's safe to say... Alright, thank you for your help. We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Linny's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we?
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions.
Very good. Thanks for
You may spare the pleasant...
You've arrived. Who's this?
Me? Sorry. And these are my companions. Would you mind?
Fine.
Oh, new help?
Well, let's just say we're tag...
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand. Ah, good eye.
The back? You mean the...
Very good indeed. I thought the back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together... Exactly.
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box!
I knew you'd figure out the 2 magic boxes are... See this the box with the lucky audience
This trolley can raise...
I see. So...
Precisely.
So that's how...
Once the box was the audience member would only be able...
Right! You were...
Ah, yes. My assistant and I had already...
And what about Lynette?
I was in the mezzanines.
Oh,
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the...
I mean, we are twin, and that's my favorite...
So that's how it all worked!
Lynette would briefly walk, and then I walk out, but as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience.
We really don't know how that...
If not for that interlude,
And yet, could we have a look around?
This is the scene of the crime. So Linny and Lynette are...
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now.
Thanks, everyone.
Why would it be? Well, the and that digging a tunnel just for... Why would it be? Looks like the end of a rope. Huh?
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trip.
Whatever it is, let's make an...
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, what?
Oh, Paimon knows! It's... and here's a broken vase.
That can't...
Let's note this down too and think...
Oh, her clothes are here.
Right. Ugh, this... What is this place?
It seems someone could fit.
Alone, perhaps.
But there are no other ways in or... Oh, you're right! Let Paimon write that down. Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Yes, let's head back up. Well, we've ascertained the state. Let's find a place to sort out.
Apologies for the wait.
So, what did the guards say? Did the
They believe the guards have checked.
So the tunnels become like a secret...
No wonder for...
In other words, the charge...
Charges and...
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the opera. That's right. This is how the statements from both sides. To put it simply, it's as if the oratrice has...
This also precludes any kind of favorite.
Once both sides have... Then, finally...
Huh? So that makes...
In practice, there is very little... Yes, the...
Huh?
Because we've chosen to...
They're concerned that... And even if that were not so...
I'm ready to break out at any...
Whoa!
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the...
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together. I mean, what better way...
Huh. Breaking out suddenly... Just kidding! Just kidding!
What do you mean, no snap?
Huh?
Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with you?
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the demoiselle's baking.
I have eggs, sugar, and...
Good work, you two. Then up.
These three are quite the interesting group. And from the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, you ended up doing the
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging...
Paimon was...
Well, don't underestimate beat anyway. Give these a try.
Only...
Well, eating...
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is no need for concern.
All right, then. However, we can assume the magician twins could have...
Exactly! Why would they do so?
The flower vase and the thud, resulting in the shattering of the... Perhaps the criminal thought...
Paimon thinks that makes...
True, but the only people...
Huh. Could all...
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, nor does she have any...
Well, from the sound of things, your macarons are...
They are my...
What?
Please don't worry about it. At my...
No, besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have it. Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons...
All right, Malus, set up the...
Huh? What?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course?
Exactly. We don't want to...
As you wish.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almond.
Well...
Well, that's it for snack time. I don't know what we're looking... It would be awkward.
All right, thanks, sweet...
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything.
All right, it's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial. Oh, it's probably gonna be over.
No touching! Just relax. Even if everyone else is besides, I doubt for...
Thanks, Navia.
Best of luck to you.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did you...
To be honest?
No. We're already...
Well now, don't you all look disappointed? That was to be expected, of course. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you...
Since both parties are present, firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
Hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box, and I definitely heard the thud.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
Well, Now then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye. Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
The House of the Hearth?
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it. The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy. Oh, good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Hey, Linny! Why didn't you tell us this before?
Order! Order! Mr. Linney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true? Please answer my question, Mr. Linney.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Granted. In that case, what is your request?
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought. In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah, sorry.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys. Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad!
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but Please, let me explain. I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to. Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
Sorry. Please forgive us.
Well, you both say that, but... Right. Let's hear your answer first, and no lies now!
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick, with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense. Huh? Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
Ugh, that took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention. At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective. countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud. He did not realize that this sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound. Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Linny red-handed. So Linny proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Linny passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident. And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description of the events?
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events, what Linny experienced, and what he saw. Seems this won't produce a particularly effective rebuttal. Seems that... Seems... According to Linny, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey. Linny went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the actual truth. Linny did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to say! When the countdown started, Linny did indeed go into the tunnel. But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent! Paimon did it! Paimon actually managed to say all that!
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
That's right!
My reasoning?
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Linny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh, they have a point.
The
That's right, you tell them! And that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things around.
Oh, well, your denial is very strident, I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims? Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do you ask? You're saying that he wasn't.
Sure we don't need to give this more thought? That's right! Lenny wasn't in the box. Oh, this means that when the crime happened, Lenny had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof!
Well played.
To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Lenny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
Could there have been a third person involved? Halsey is the missing person. The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
That can't be right. Are you serious? The killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
Oh, is that so? How interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then.
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between... Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. It would have been tough for both people to fit. The deceased's name is Cowell. Lenny was not in the tunnel at that moment. No one entered or left the opera. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. The sound we heard may have come from... The sound we heard may have come from... No one entered or left... Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel, so the... The deceased's name is Cowell. It would have been tough for both people to... No one entered or left the...
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble
Look, since we're at a dead end, just like the trick as it transpired...
If only we knew how...
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has... And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person...
Excuse...
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment. The sound we heard may have come from a clack. The deceased's name is Cow. The vase was not broken by chance.
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes but if there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
Just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment. How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection.
Even so, I trust the Traveler's judgment. The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal... Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress. Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased, Cowell.
We are still examining the items, but we have already discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are... water from the primordial sea.
The primordial sea?
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice. The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
You gotta be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowell was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order!
It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results, but we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along Mr. Linney. It appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all. Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
The water from the primordial sea should already have been... The deceased's name is Cowell. The rope that held the water tank up was lit by the fire. Now it seems like the hook rope was... I remember there was something else. The water from the primordial sea. Lynette was in the magic box on stage. The rope that held the water tank up was lit. The rope that held the water tank. Now it seems like the hook rope was not. The water from the primordial sea. Lynette was in the magic box. Lynette was in the magic box. The deceased's name is Cowell. The deceased's name is Cowell. I remember there was some...
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again! In the original plan, Cowell would tamper with the water tank rope and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Huh. That does make sense.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence. I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case, and we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Linny's personal effects.
What?
That can't be.
Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully will counterattack only to come back and... Does this not clear all? My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift... Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props beforehand, but upon his... Ultimately, he now, as much as... Am I right?
We've used up all the evidence. Is this the end of the road?
Oh no! Seems using...
I think we've all seen... I believe this is indeed the... Now then, my
excuse me,
Miss, I must ask...
Oh, come on. Don't be... I'll show you an amazing... What in...
No offense, miss.
Come on now, don't be... Once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance? Come on, Lenny and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf. But, as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
I understand.
And voila!
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me. And then, before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate...
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowell. I admit it.
But... what?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been caught before. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Lenny was the one who caught me in the act.
Hey! No wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief! Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was onto me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
But I swear I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
This time, we need to tell the entire story from Lil... Hmm. 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 The strange sound... Hmm. Hmm. The flower vase was not... Liliane...
And it's Ace Detective! Having been selected out of her panic only intensified. Hearing the commotion, Cowl, he did not know that Lily mistakenly believed the two broke with no way of escape. She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she
had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons.
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
Ah, so that's the whole story.
Bravo!
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements? Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
What? Are you reading my mind now? No, I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Wow! Look at that! She's like a deflated balloon now!
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events. The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowl, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowl thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Liliane was not from Fontaine and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowl entered the tunnel and met Liliane. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Liliane, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent. While there is much in Linny and Liliane's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case at least can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision. As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Great work, partners.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you dared to bring before this court?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yes? I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless You want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection of the guards.
Yes, I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration. We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent mora off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about.
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
So, we're just going back now? That's...
Traveler, Paimon! Please wait.
Lenny...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me, but still. Let me I guess. I didn't approach you with any ulterior. As for why I'm a that was how Father, who you might know as the Knave.
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
That's right. And since we're here, I was back when our parents first died. Lynette, to survive, I took my sister through several streets, and to my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular. Before long, Anna...
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first, too. As if fate was on our side, and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic trick. He would constantly...
That doesn't seem too bad.
After one particular performance, I waited a long time. The answer he gave me was...
Oh no.
As far as outsiders are concerned, I managed to ferret out. All I saw was...
So, she'd already...
That's right. Father, I mean, the Knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me in. The House of the Hearth welcomes you. I was hesitant to trust her, but she was also quick to
Oh, so that's how the...
She has gained permission.
So,
That's right. The whole today's case has also all of us house members to us orphans.
So, from small
It's all right. I just hope you can understand that if you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find...
Bye, Lenny!
Should we really be off work this early? There is still a lot left to do. It's so nice to de-stress.
Should we really be off work this early? There is still a lot left to do. It's so nice to de-stress. Should we really be off work this early? There is still a lot left to do. If you lie on the grass, you can feel the heartbeat of the world. Should we really be off work this early? There is still a lot left to do. It's so nice to de-stress. Should we really be off work this early? There is still a lot left to do. It's so nice to de-stress. Should we really be off work this early? There is still a lot left to do. If you lie on the grass, you can feel the heartbeat of the world. Should we really be off work this early? There is still a lot left to do. It's so nice to de-stress. If you lie on the grass, you can feel the heartbeat of the world. It's so nice to de-stress.
Should we really be off work this early? There is still a lot left to do. It's so nice to de-stress. Hey there! What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel... Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Besides! And given that there's new
Ah, I see. Well, I won't lie. Sorry.
Don't say that, Navia.
Ah, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new waters. Sorry. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as part...
Huh?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm. If Boss Navia's treating, count Paimon in.
Oh, wonderful. In that...
All right, then. Let's have our farewell...
Time to go. The wind knows me. Time to go. Time to go.
I can't wait to see how this turns out.
Seems like the stories here never have a happy ending.
Time to go. Follow the wind. Cheer! Time to go. Time to go. Time to go.
There's still a long road ahead.
Water jet!
Sounds good to me.
Time to go.
I came here several times with my father when I was little, but stopped eating here as often after growing up. I hope the food here will be to your taste.
Oh, don't worry. We haven't eaten that.
In that case...
Ooh, everything looks so good.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like. If the food's good...
And if it...
Well,
Yeah. Oh, we called this a fair...
Oh, true. Very...
Speaking of cases...
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward, but I feel...
If it hadn't happened right in front of us,
right? Yet it was because... In such investigations, even the smallest step can... To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities... It's not that I don't have... It's easy to guard against... Which is exactly why the Spina di Ro... Those high It's all right. Let's talk about something else. Like, what are your future plans?
That's true. We didn't...
I see. I've heard that there's a long line...
Yeah, we...
Well...
Guess that's...
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the... I'm sure Lady Farina would be... All right. I can personally testify that this one works. When I'm valid point. All right. You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from...
You mean that if we catch her else... Why don't we give it a try after this?
Huh? Paimon. No, it's fine.
All right. Honestly...
Is that so? If we're all finished eating...
Yeah. Oh, so full. Paimon can barely float anymore. Nah, that would be so... Hey, Navia! What...
Oh, nothing. So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in any case,
see ya!
Here comes the finale. Step right up. Stay calm, stay calm. Let's get this show on the road. Here comes the finale.
Gotcha.
Really? Busted. Things are about to get dicey. Let's spark things up a little. Oh, so. Quietly now. Here comes the catch.
Time to go. Time to go. Into the wind. Time to go. Time to go. Time to go.
Absurd.
Rest and rebuild! Born of ice and frost.
We're way behind schedule.
All the world holds dear is but a backdrop of constant motion. I stand before it, alone. And unchanging.
back to Araneas might have been the last one.
Vache.
Looks like we're back here again. Huh? Traveler? Are you hearing voice? Ugh. That's kind of spooky. Are you sure we don't want to come back in the morning?
Vache? Vache.
Hey, why are you still walking towards it? There might be something nasty in the water. Huh? Hang on. Paimon can kind of hear a voice. It's calling for Vache, right? Hey, Traveler? Stop walking! Come on, wake up!
Vache, are you... my dear Vache? No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Do you know Vache? Do you know I'm... Wait. Who am I? I'm very sorry. I fear I do not know. My memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. So many fragments dissolved amidst the tide, never to be recovered. How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land have I sent? Yes, that is what I was once. But now, I am but the consciousness of one who is lost, therefore. I do not know how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely remember being covered in light blue water, and then all grew dim. I also remember going to many places. I loved adventure, loved exploring places of peril. No matter where I went, Vache would go with me. I knew how dearly he loved me, and I also loved him equally as much. But now, we can no longer go back. The pain of such parting, I never knew how heavy it could be. No, our reunion no longer has any meaning. There is no way for us to create any new memories. The thought of me gives him no succor. So let it lie forgotten beneath the waters. If you meet Vache, tell him not to look for me. Tell him to move on. That is the only thing I still remember. Perhaps that is so. As I was submerged in the waters, losing consciousness, I saw Vache above the surface. His eyes were filled with such sorrow, such longing. If only I could have comforted him, told him that I did not suffer. Indeed, I had felt a great warmth. Is that what you call it? Dissolving. If anything, I consider it a form of release. It was a state of neither fear nor frenzy, with only an endless peace, like the water's still surface. I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time, and only then sees how they have lived for so long in a world of endless want and anxiety. I think I hear your companion. It's time for you to go, I think. Farewell, then. I am glad that you were able to sense my presence. Remember, if you see Vache, tell him not to seek me out any longer.
Wake up! Come on, hurry! Navi is outnumbered!
Demoiselle, look out!
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex.
Clorand. Quick, now's our chance! I should thank you for lending us your sword there, Clorand. But before I do so, could you explain how you managed to show up here?
I followed you. It seemed to me that danger has followed you more closely as of late.
I believe that following someone without their knowledge is actually called stalking, is it not?
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety, and I will not betray his trust. He would do the same, were he alive today.
Do not speak of my father!
Sorry, demoiselle. I was not strong enough.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Clorand, but do keep an eye out for your manner of speech. I believe we all wish to avoid unnecessary emotional harm.
Sorry, I did not consider your feelings.
Whatever. What else do you know? How did you come to the conclusion that I'd be in grave danger?
I doubt I know much more than you, but I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances is very powerful. Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
Huh. I'm sure they've known about me. To be honest, I'm shocked it's taken them this long to act against me. And what about these Gardamex? I thought only those associated with the Maison Gardiennage could control them.
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure to check a moment ago. They are not the ones used by the authorities to enforce the law. I can only conclude that some powerful or wealthy party must have obtained them via illegal means, deploying them as a private force of sorts.
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's league, then?
Yes. Be careful, and do not act rashly.
I will continue investigating no matter what. We will bring the truth to light. That's my father's true last wish. Regardless, thank you for your help today, Clorand. But if you get any ideas, tell me first. I don't much appreciate being followed.
I do not think that they'll strike again anytime soon. So I shall stop following you. Good day, all.
Right. I suppose that's the best news we've gotten today.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Clorand was being sincere with you. If we tried, we could attempt to thaw relations a little.
I know, she's...
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were done for! Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and Nadia and her gang saved us! Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Clorand who came out to save us too! We got lucky there. Paimon probably couldn't have fought them off otherwise.
Oh, come now. Forget all that polite as such.
It will take 50...
If it were me...
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger?
Well, to be honest...
Huh?
Yes. All things... After we parted with that the Fanta tasted kind of salty. Fanta?
So the Fanta had been...
Yes. So...
Spina di Rosula is...
Huh! Really?
I sent people to Hotel de Board. That's when I figured out that you might be...
What?
Well, you did... Speaking of which, did anything...
Well, it can't be a... Oh, and this time Paimon heard it. Does that mean...
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad...
New intel?
Well, let's hear it. Oh. Vache. Since he saw that young, but he never gave testimony or yes, thank you. Oh, you mean...
Well, you did say... And besides, we're in this now at...
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite...
You talk too much. Well, in that case, we also have some plans to go over.
Don't worry, you two. With us...
Follow the wind. Time to go.
It's right up ahead.
I've been keeping watch, Demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone
Very good.
I shall find rooms for...
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's
This is your base? It's not quite what Paimon imagined.
Your accommodations have been arranged. Under the present circumstances, I can confidently say it's the best we have.
Well, after all, we don't allow elite...
Seems like it's tough times forever.
To be honest...
Your father...
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me to
no. I'll explain it myself. My father's name is Callus. Yes, this 3 years ago, he was accused of murdering his own friend. But he chose a duel to defend his honor, instead of standing trial. He died in the duelist's ring.
Oh no.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer. I'm sure he was set up. At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was duly investigated, something amiss would crop up and prove his... But strangely, he not only requested the duel himself, but rumor has it that even after being seriously injured, 3 years later, how could he protect his honor? It's the closest piece of info I have is...
so that's why you're so determined to get to the...
That's right. However, I believe I must know what really happened. If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact that my mother... And now, here I am in...
Demoiselle.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. Master Callus did so much, even our supporters decreased greatly due to that.
Wait! If Callus was such a good man...
no. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf.
But never mind.
There is one other thing.
Oh, her? Yeah, that's not the sort of...
Miss Clorand has always placed great emphasis on the honorable nature. She knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected. There was only ever one
It's not that I don't understand her.
Don't worry, Navia. Paimon knows how you feel.
Afterward, Miss Clorand told us that at the... Yes, that is our understanding.
Oh, Papa. All right. Anyway, that's the information. Thanks.
Yeah.
Please, relax and get some sleep. We will...
Paimon slept so... Huh? Navia?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin, and where we...
Paimon gets the feeling that you're just trying to get them off your back. But never mind that.
No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did some
Wait! So...
How could I after having...
Guess Paimon wasn't...
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from existence. I suspect that those behind this have already taken steps to hinder...
Does that mean...
No. There is one ray of hope. One, and that is the archives kept by Chief Justice If the Oceanid you met...
So Nervalette maintains an archive. In that case, let's go talk to him, shall...
No, it's nothing.
Okay.
There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it.
Okay, bye guys. Thank you for watching. Next part tomorrow. Bye bye.